The awakening. What is the weight you carry that you can no longer feel? What does the air taste like in a room you have never left? We are born into a system, a set of rules, of institutions, of stories we tell ourselves about who we are and how the world works. And for most of us, that system becomes the water we swim in, the air we breathe, invisible, until it isn't. This series is about making the invisible visible. It's about learning to see again. And when you learn to see, you will notice two things right there in front of you. The chains on your feet and the key to unlock them. The problem and the fix are in the same room. We've just been looking in the wrong direction. We are going to identify the cancers, not people, but systems, tumors in our body politic, in our religions, our governments, our corporations that thrive on our participation, on our division, on our consumption. They feed us poison and call it food. They sell us slavery and call it freedom. And when we feel ourselves sinking, we often seek or are given the wrong kind of help. A painkiller for a broken bone. Sympathy that jumps into the quicksand with us. These are systems of relief, not healing. They keep us trapped in the very thing that is killing us. So, what is the first most powerful move? To stop. To voluntarily create an emptiness, a dry fast, a conscious decision to stop consuming the poison, to stop feeding the tumor. It is a reset for your body, your mind, and for the world you participate in. And the moment you see it, the moment you truly feel that chain on your leg, your first instinct will be to scream, or to rage, or to yank at it with all your might. But an old carpenter's rule holds a deeper wisdom. Measure twice, cut once. Because once you cut, you cannot uncut. A reaction made in blind fury often creates a wound that takes a lifetime to mend. So, here is the next step after seeing. Breathe. Feel the cold metal. Acknowledge its weight. Then look around. The solution is nearby, and consciously say, okay, I feel you, chain. Now we must take you off without causing more damage. This isn't about a violent struggle. It is a precise conscious liberation. We must be gentle in removing that chain, because the chain itself is not the enemy. Our attachment to it is. And once free, we can even melt it down. We can use the very metal that bound us to build something new. And why would we undertake this delicate, difficult work? For ourselves, yes. For the freedom to breathe deeply again. But more importantly, look beyond your own reflection. This is for your children, your nieces and nephews, for the ones they will love long after we are gone. The chains we break now are the forest our great-grandchildren will walk in. We must plant trees whose shade we will never enjoy. Someone once did that for us. It is our turn to be the ancestors who saw clearly, who breathed through the anger, and who chose wisely. So, here is a challenge at the end of this first look. The first reaction to seeing the chains is usually rage, or fear, or denial. If it is, a reflex. But, is your first reflex the right one? What if the key isn't fury but clarity? Not a louder voice, but a different choice. You have felt the chains. You have seen the key. You know the work is for a future you may never see, but one you can surely create. The next question is the only one that matters. Are you ready to reach for it? theoretical exercise. This is a practical guide for a new way of living. And to prove it, I'm not just going to talk about it, I'm going to walk it with you. For the next 9 episodes, this series will be my public journal. I will acknowledge what I see. I will share the solutions I find right in front of me. And I will document my own attempts to ease that load for my neighbors. This is my commitment to you and to the future we are building. Here is the path we will walk together. The voluntary hunger? We will take the dry fast from a metaphor into a practice. I will show you how I am implementing this in my own life, not just with food, but by fasting from the junk information, the divisive news cycles, and the emotional poison that clogs my mind. I will share the immediate clarity and the undeniable discomfort that comes from creating that emptiness. The quicksand and the pole is where we get practical about solutions. When I feel myself sinking into anxiety or outrage, what is my pull? I will show the real world tools I'm using, from changing what I put on my plate to expelling toxic energy through movement instead of just reaching for a painkiller. Drinking from the well, we dive into the deepest thirst. I'll share my own journey of looking for fulfillment in the material world and how I'm learning, like the woman at the well, to find a source that doesn't run dry. We'll explore purpose and how I'm redefining what it means to be full. The hammer is about reclaiming power. I will identify one system, a corporation, a local ordinance, a societal norm that I feel is using me, and I will show you how I plan to refit that very same tool to use its own structure and rules, not to break a window, but to fix a door for my community. Stop feeding the tumor. We move from personal practice to collective action. I will publicly track my own boycott. I will show you how I am consciously withdrawing my money, my attention, and my belief from a specific cancer we have identified, and what the real world impact of that feels like. The 7-generation decision is where we plant our flag in time. I will make a significant life decision, one that may involve my finances, my career, or my family through the lens of its impact on the next 7 generations. I will walk you through my process and explain why I believe this is the most responsible choice, even if it comes at a personal cost. The ancient tools, I will become a student again. I will take one ancient text like the Bible story we mentioned, or a Stoic philosophy, or an indigenous teaching, and I will apply its wisdom directly to a modern problem I'm facing. We will test these old keys in new locks. Planting the orchard is our blueprint. I will not just walk the talk about building a better world. I will show you the first rows of my own orchard. This could be starting a community garden, creating a free local Skillshare, or simply fostering a network of support on my street. This is about creating tangible parallel systems of mutual aid right now. The first breath, we will synthesize it all. I will share my personal transformation across this journey. What broke, what healed, what was born. We will look at what a life-conscious awareness and deliberate action looks like on a daily basis. It is not an end, but a new beginning. My role in this is not as a guru who has all the answers. I am your fellow traveler. I will get things wrong. I will struggle. I will have days where I want to jump back into the quicksand of old habits. But I will be honest about it, because this work isn't about perfection. It's about direction. It's about looking at the chain and instead of screaming at it, gently picking up the key. It's about looking at my neighbor and instead of offering empathy, sympathy, asking, what part of your load can I help carry today? This is the pact. I will do my part. I will ease the load where I can. I will plant trees I will never sit under. The question that remains is the one we started with. You have felt the chains. You can see the key. You have seen the map. Now tell me, where are we going?